Santa Claus here. Are you looking for the perfect Christmas gift for that special someone? Well, look no further than tpublic.com/user/caging-greatness. They've got all the best Nicolas Cage-related merch. And perhaps you have a favorite co-host. Well, they've all got merch too. Make my job a little bit easier and get some great stuff for that special person in your life. Again, that's tpublic.com/user/caging-greatness. And don't worry about how many cookies they bribe me with to do this ad. Merry Christmas. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Cage.
This is my snakeskin jacket, and for me, it's a symbol of my individuality and belief in personal freedom.
Oh God, not the bees.
Killing me won't bring back your goddamn honey.
What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save the fucking day.
How absurd.
Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
How absurd. I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. How absurd.
How, in the name of Zeus's butthole, did you get out of your cell?
How absurd.
What's in the bag? A shark or something?
How absurd.
Well, I think you better pull the trigger, because I don't give a fuck.
How absurd.
I never disrobe before gunplay.
How absurd.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Caging Greatness, the show where we discuss the films of Nicolas Cage and how Thomas Jefferson is a massive prick. We apologize that there's no cold open. Everyone decided to start being funny during sound check, so we weren't recording, but rest assured, we are hilarious.
The one time the record button wasn't punched.
Yeah, the one time I don't do the thing I always do because I'm trying to make sure we all sound fine. Yeah, fuck me, right?
God.
Oh,
Fuck you, you ruined
Damn,
it.
I mean, y'all are just gonna have to take our word for it. I thought it was fucking.
Damn,
was
I don't
good.
know. I don't know if we can be funny again.
They canceled. The show has been fucking canceled, okay?
yeah, no, we've all been canceled individually. Now, collectively as a group, show's over. You know, it has not been our week. You know, let's be honest.
Dan, I do think this is the perfect time to announce our very, let's say, in poor taste Netflix movie called Canceled for Christmas.
Yeah. Instead of Caging Greatness, it's just canceled. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And we got to get the least Baldwin brother to star in it, the one who stars in all the Christian movies.
Steven.
Yeah,
Steven.
Stephen Baldwin.
I still think Daniel is less than because we know Steven's name. Daniel Baldwin, though, nobody gives a shit about Daniel Baldwin.
At least it's not Alec Baldwin.
Which one was in Biodome?
That was Steven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steven's the one who does all the
No, not
Christian
Alec
movies
Baldwin,
now?
Adam Baldwin,
Yeah.
but he's not really
I know another
Baldwin.
one does them, too. He's I'm sorry,
the guy from Full Metal
the fat
Jacket?
one.
Huh?
The guy from Full Metal
The bigger
Jacket?
one of the bunch, I suppose.
The guy from
Daniel,
Firefly.
maybe?
The last movie I remember seeing him in was Paparazzi, if anyone
I'm pretty
here
sure
knows
it's Adam
what that
Baldwin.
I
was.
didn't see that one.
I love how there are two different conversations going on this goddamn podcast right
Like
now.
the last Stephen Baldwin movie I saw, also it was called 666. It was about the mark of the beast, and it also had Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the star.
Okay.
That was the first place I ever saw Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I was like, you know what, this guy's really good. I hope he does good things soon.
Yeah.
And you know what? He did.
Yeah, he was great in Rampage. He did a great Tommy Lee Jones impression.
You know, I do genuinely love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And, you know, I know he's a listener, so, you know, good on you, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Good on you.
I love how we're just really fond of people with three initials, first two of which are JD.
Yeah, no,
JDF, JDM.
that does seem to yeah. I mean, we do branch out a little bit. JCVD.
Yes.
So
DDP.
anyway, DDP. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
to answer your question, yes, he was in Full Metal Jacket.
Okay. Yeah, it turns out Adam Baldwin had said some not kind things about the LGBTQ community about 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Huh. And I think he's into, like, some weird, like, conspiracy shit.
Yeah, not the fun conspiracy shit, like, you know, the dangerous kinds.
Yeah.
But, Cannon, to your off-mic question, I'm going to explain to you what a Diva Cup is.
Yes.
What?
In case you're wondering, because there's a little bitty plastic thing on the table that looks like a Diva Cup. It's this little silicon bulb that women have used as a more environmentally friendly option to tampons. So they just insert it, and then they just sort of fill up that little cup with their menstrual fluid, and they just squirt it out. You don't have to buy tampons and throw them away.
Wait, so it remains inside, fills up, they take it out, empty it, and then put it back inside.
Yeah. They clean it, of course.
Delicious.
Right, so today...
I don't know why that was the word I decided to use there.
I don't know what was worse, that or that fucking 10-second pause. It was just like, I'm never emotionally going to recover from this.
It's probably the most pregnant pause in the history of the show.
It's fine.
All right, thanks everybody for listening. We're going to head
Okay,
on
see,
out.
this is why we're canceled for Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you have the best holiday and the brightest of New Years.
Because you see, like, you know, we're a little rusty, we're a little out of form because it's only been 42 days since the last Nicolas Cage episode.
Look, we had a lot of scheduling conflicts. We had a lot of stuff come up. We had to shuffle some things around, but it's okay because we're doing Trapped in Paradise, which is the first time I've ever seen it, and it automatically jumped into my like top 5 Christmas movies. I fucking love this thing. Spoiler alert. And it's fine because next week we're doing the impression game, and then the week after that it's the KG Awards. So
No, we were doing Family Man.
Family Man, right? Yes. So
You get 2 Cage episodes this month. Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah, you get the thing that we originally had scheduled when we started the show in February. 2 shows a month, both Cage related.
I mean, technically 3, because, I mean, let's face it, the Cages are going to have Cage all over it, technically.
Yeah, we are going to talk a lot about the Cages. Yeah, that's December 30th.
Yeah, so like 2 Cage movies and 1 Cage themed episode.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to assume even if we were to, like, knock out all the Cage movies, we're not going to stop the show.
Oh, God, no.
So, like, if anything, we're just...
Oh, no, that's why I've been so
Keeping the
encouraging
train
of doing
rolling.
random bullshit more often than not, because that way we'll always have a Cage thing to talk about at some point.
I mean,
Well,
like,
I mean, we can always do round 2 of movies, like especially the ones we started with, see if our opinions have changed or
Yeah,
not.
and I would like to do that for Willy's Wonderland at some point. But, like, the more we stretch it out on the first go-round, the more we can stretch it out on the second go-around. That way, the 20 people that listen to us every week, they're going to be stuck with us for a long, long time.
I mean, Nicolas Cage is going to continue to form until, you know, he's, you know, all spent up in this mortal coil. And plus,
Before he ascends.
and plus, like, let's be honest, if we did Cage episodes, like, with the movies week to week, we would be done in 2 years.
yeah.
So,
As it is, we're coming up on our first year anniversary, and we got like 80% of his filmography left to go.
yeah, we've done
And growing.
18 full Cage episodes.
And he's still making shit.
Yeah, I mean, hell, we found out last week he's going to be in a vampire movie. He's going to play Count Dracula.
Yes, and I'm so goddamn excited.
He's going to have Nicholas Hoult and Aquafina in it.
I'm thrilled. I want this to be like a sequel to Vampire's Kiss. I really do.
You know what? It's not impossible.
I showed the Nosferatu club clip to Liz because she was sitting there when we saw the announcement. She sent the announcement to me first. I was like, no, you got to see. He's going to be perfect. And it was a good time. You might be able to convince her to watch it with you if you guys want to watch it again.
What, Vampire's Kiss?
Yeah. It's based off the strength of that scene alone.
Oh, man.
'Cause I didn't even get to the points we were talking where he's doing that weird accent he had affected.
No. What if Hollywood has listened to our old episodes and they're literally just doing Vampire's Kiss remade, but with Nicolas Cage reprising the role?
I mean, I would love that.
I'd watch it. Yeah. With Cage now just doing it all over again, why not?
Yeah, Cage remakes all of his movies.
Yeah, fuck it, I'm down. Let's go.
So
Definitely
he's
extends
just
the life
pulling
of
a
this
Taylor
show.
Swift. He's remaking all this shit. All
Yeah,
right,
now,
cool.
now that he's finally out from under the thumb of that bastard.
Right.
Yep.
A 14-minute cinematic experience is what that one music video was called.
Well, we watched Trapped in Paradise.
Yes,
We've
we
done
did.
our obligatory 10 minutes of bullshit to open the show. We're going to do our normal thing, but as always, I'm joined by my festive co-hosts. To my right, of course, is Jonathan.
I'm in constant pain.
He's a man of constant sorrow. To his right is Pat.
Hello, it's Paradiso, Pat.
Getting all fancy. And, of course, Cannon.
I am the ghost of Christmas that will never be canon.
I was hoping you would say the ghost of Cannon Past. That would have been fun.
Or it could be the ghost
I mean-
of Christmas ass.
I'm a little slow on my feet tonight. Y'all just gonna have to bear with me.
I mean, to be fair, we are starting when we usually wrap up.
Yeah.
Like it is 11 o'clock and we're all very tired,
Yes.
Yeah.
which means it'll go 3 hours because that's how that seems to work.
Yes. This is gonna be all-out review levels of insanity without all of the alcohol.
Actually, I don't know. This might be a short one just because everyone's groaning and we're all just sort of hunched over the table. Like, oh God, why?
I mean, I'm actually interested to hear it because, I have not seen this since I was a child, but yeah,
Not since he was Little Canyon Jr.
Little Cannon Jr.
Well, let's get right into it then.
All right.
We'll do our normal thing. We'll do the round robin. So starting with John, what did you think of Trapped in Paradise and what was your star rating?
So, like many of these movies, this is the first viewing experience for me, and I have to say, I had a fucking blast. It just was gag after gag after gag. Most of them worked. I feel like the second half got really slow after a while. That could also be me because I'm tired as fuck. But I was still enjoying it. I was never like, oh my God, fuck this movie. Except Dana Carvey at some points. But
We'll get into that.
we'll get into that. But I'm sitting at like a 3.5. I could go up to a 4.
Okay. Pat, what about you? What'd you think?
Again, first time viewing. I had a lot of fun with the movie. It's like there's a lot of really strong jokes. It's just like it's a really good crew, and it does a thing. And I love in movies how there's a bunch of small little characters. You see them all throughout the course of the movie, and they're all kind of together at the end. Like everything's sort of called back and referenced at the summation of the film, which is a trope I really love and seemed to be fairly present in 90s films. But it's super fun. I will echo the sentiment that it's not just you, John. That second half does lose steam after a point. You can definitely excise a portion and kind of expedite the plot. But overall, it was a really fun movie. I give it 3.5.
Okay. Cannon?
all right. Again, it's been a millennia since I've seen this movie. But strangely enough, after watching it tonight, it all came back to me. It's it literally just oh yeah, that happened, that scene. And then just people that were in it that I didn't know who they were back then. And then older Cannon Sr. now sees them. It was oh, it's that guy. But I really had fun with this. I agree with Justin. This might get bumped up in the favorite Christmas movie list. A little unconventional pick, I know, but it's a thing. It's a list. Again, and trust me, y'all aren't alone. That the second half was kind of a slog at bits, but again, we'll get there. I'm actually sitting at a 4 on this one. I really enjoy this movie.
Nice. Well, I do agree with you guys. The second half was a lot slower in terms of jokes and pacing. I get why, because it had to do that shift from
It's a more dramatic
gag
portion.
reel into Spirit of Christmas, whatnot. I'm a sucker for Christmas movies. I don't know if you guys knew that. And if you don't believe
No
me,
idea.
If you don't believe me, go back and listen to the episode of All You Can Hear where we discuss the different variations and adaptations of A Christmas Carol.
And also the it's bookended with the McRib Christmas special.
Right, the McRib Christmas special, where for an hour or so I talked about the different adaptations and warned everyone not to watch the Guy Pearce version. Again, do not watch the Guy Pearce version of A Christmas Carol. It is hot garbage.
This is a Cajun Greatness bulletin alert.
I'm going to warn people every year for the rest of my life.
Like, you don't realize that Shimmy actually puts on like a sandwich board and just walks down the street ringing a bell. It's like, don't watch the 2019 Christmas Carol.
I had somebody walk in the store like 3 days ago. And like, oh yeah, no, I watched that one with Guy Pearce. I really enjoyed it because I had the Patrick Stewart one on, and it took every bit of my strength not to leap over the counter at this sumbitch. I swear to God. Like, oh, you enjoyed Scrooge as a sexual predator? Okay, well, happy fucking Christmas to you, Guy. I was so mad. I was so mad.
That person's face is now on the banned list at the store.
Yes. So I love Trapped in Paradise. I really did. Like it was heartfelt. I'm a sucker for Christmas movies for a lot of really sappy reasons with my childhood and what I won't go into. But the point being, I love them, especially ones that are schmaltzy and have happy endings. And it was both hilarious. I'm a fan of Cage, obviously. I love John Lovitz. I love Dana Carvey. So this was a good time for me all around. 4.5 stars. I fucking love this movie. I really did.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
excited to watch it again before Christmas.
Nice numbers all around.
Yeah.
Right. So the basic plot, we'll do the version where I just give the real quick overview and we talk about whatever springs into our head. That seems like the better way.
But because
tonight.
it's a pretty episodic movie, like there's
Yeah.
a clear chain of events that happen.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a little more meandery.
So Nicolas Cage, he's in New York, and his brothers are in jail for petty crimes and whatnot. They get out on parole, so he's responsible for them. And we find out later they trick him, but you don't think the point is they cajole him into going to a small town in Pennsylvania called Paradise so that they can rob a bank that has real lax security. They go in, they rob the bank, they try to leave the town. It goes poorly. And then the guys who told them about the bank in jail show up and they kidnap their mom, and they have a change of heart in the middle of it, so they give the money back, and then the townsfolk rally around them like, oh, we don't know who took the money. We love these guys. These guys are great. And everyone has a happy ending. It's really nice. You should go watch the movie. Now, that's the basic plot. The rest of it is just misadventure, which we'll get into now, starting with Dana Carvey's voice. Now, I know that you guys seemed to not like the whole performance.
Well, it's only like the beginning of the movie. Once I got settled into it, it didn't bother me near as bad.
Okay.
But those first few jokes he did kind of landed flat.
Something about his weird childlike demeanor was a little off-putting to me. And there's a bit where he's robbing that open register at, while they're in New York. It's he was just kind of jittering, like he's busting a nut. It was just had his hair all stuck up, like he stuck his finger in a light socket.
I mean, who knows? It might have been a sexual thing for him. I mean, he's
a kleptomaniac. He literally is compelled to steal everything and nothing for no reason. I think they kind of mellowed him out as the movie went along, but I kind of felt like it was a little much. Something about it was just kind of off-putting.
But I tell you, one of the things that I noticed about that I think it worked well from how out there he was to begin with is the scene where later on, and again, we're going to be skipping around a lot, so you just go watch the movie and then skip around with us.
This is your companion piece. This isn't your beat by beat, which we do sometimes. We're inconsistent. We're a little meandering ourselves.
It just depends on the movie. You know what I'm saying? With the case of Raising Arizona, we didn't talk about the shit at all. It's fine. Deal with it, Eric. So,
wow, just doxing people. That's gonna be
deal
real
with it. So they're in the diner scene. This is after Cage has decided that he's going to give the money back. And Dana Carvey's character, who's Alvin, and Cage was Bill? Bill. And then Dave was Lovitz. So anyway, Nicolas Cage.
I was thinking, it's the Three Chipmunks, the Three Stooges. It's all pretty applicable.
I just like the last name. Was it Flurpo?
They're sitting in the diner.
Flurpo was their last name.
Yeah, Fitpro or something. Yeah, they're sitting in the diner after they stole the horse and carriage and saved it from the broken ice lake, which out of context sounds ridiculous. It's fine. Watch the movie.
It's a very shallow lake.
It's very shallow. They just shoved that thing out, right? It's so weird.
It's oh my gosh, this horse is going to drown in 2 feet of water.
Yes, water that's ankle deep at best.
And this horse is 7 feet tall.
So anyway, they're sitting in the diner, And Cage just decided to give the money back. And the point of all this was, that's when Dana Carvey's character comes clean and says, look, you were never wanted by New York police like we told you when you dropped your wallet after stopping us from robbing that little bodega. Here's your wallet. And I think that scene with him being so subdued and so serious was made even more impactful by how crazy he was leading up to it.
Well, yeah.
Because he leans in and says, give back my share too. Because Lovitz is like, nah, that's our money, right? And I don't know why he sounds like James Cagney. That's not the point.
I mean, you know, little tomato there.
Right, it was fine. The impression game's next week. Deal with it.
It stinks.
It stinks. God, I have the Critic box set on DVD. I love that
He
show.
does. I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
Yeah. So I think that Carvey's performed like so subdued and so quiet. Like, nah, just give it back. He actually sounded like a normal human being there, and I think that added a lot to.
He sounded
Like
as
the moment.
he sounded as normal as Dana Carvey can sound.
I mean, that's fair, but to be fair, him and Lovitz both have very distinctive voices.
Yeah. Well, and Dana Carvey just has a distinctive
Yes.
presence. I will go with that word.
So I think that scene was helped by his manic performance earlier. And speaking of manic, how about those little bursts of Cage, huh?
Yeah, I do like how we get the range of Cage, like, because he's playing. Obviously, he has to be the straight man to Dana Carvey and John Lovitz in the film, but it is funny how, like, okay, he's the Mo, he's got to keep everything together, he's got to keep them straight, but then he'll just like turn on the Cage and like deliver a line in a very exaggerated way, and just like punctuating and like emphasizing words in a very unique way.
Yeah, like we've already mentioned the movie, but I was getting Mad Vampire's Kiss feelings because his performance and like style, tone, hell, even accent from like scene to scene is different. And I'm getting that a lot in this movie as well. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's actually kind of endearing in a way, but it's still a bit everywhere.
Like, there was a couple points where I was like, that was the take y'all went with?
Yeah.
Like just because like Cage was doing an unnecessarily goofy voice, but because he doesn't really do it throughout the movie, it comes off as a little more jarring. Yeah. However, I do love how, like, you know, he's like, he's a straight man who's trying to be a straight man, but is ultimately not a straight man. He's just as crazy as everyone else, but he's just holding it back.
Yeah.
And then you just get those glimpses where he's just like, fuck you.
It's like he's the perfect like blend mishmash of his two brothers.
I've actually found a little tidbit that I think explains a lot of what we're talking about. So, according to John Lovitz, the director, George Gallo, did not actually direct much and told the cast to do whatever they wanted. According to Lovitz, Nicolas Cage actually directed some of the film because Gallo refused to give direction.
Okay.
There was one scene in particular, and it was one of the best scenes in the movie, where it's just them three riffing. And I cannot remember the joke.
You can definitely tell, like, this is a movie they just kind of, like, let them go.
Yeah, there were definite scenes where it was like, oh, yeah, this is, like, ad-libbed.
Dana Carvey also based his performance on a young Mickey Rourke.
Okay.
That's weird.
Okay,
That's odd.
But Dana Carvey is an odd fella.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, it was, that's, they also apparently all hated making the movie. They called it Trapped in Bullshit.
Well, you know, it's like an oyster. A little bit of irritation, and it gives you a pearl.
You know what? Your heartache did not go in vain.
it was a fun time. I'm sorry that it was less than fun to make, but we had a fun time watching.
Oh, we definitely did. It was a good time. You know, it was really, like, to me, a lot of people, when they say, like, this movie was heartwarming, they mean something like Miracle on 34th Street or that sort of thing, where it's like, oh, it's so sweet and saccharine that Wilford Brimley's warning me against watching it twice because of the diabetes. Mm-hmm. You know, but this is more like a real world heartwarming, where, you know, people kind of suck, but then they do their best and get better. And I've always appreciated redemption arcs in silly movies. But no, I enjoyed it.
I do like appreciate like the small town story and the small town, like, you know, vibe. I do think it's funny that when they walk into the bank where they kind of meet all the principal characters in the town, it's like, well, this is the most robbable bank in the world. And everyone in town is just the most earnest, sincere person who's ever lived.
It's like they walked into Bedford Falls from It's a Wonderful Life, and it's just, oh, we're just robbers from the 90s, and we're going to shoot you and take your stuff.
And there's a lot of really good bits, like, in the initial robbery scene at the bank. Like obviously, we're not going to try to recap all that, but like to me, that's one of the strongest, funniest portions of the film.
Oh yeah,
because it keeps like escalating and escalating, and you're like, this can't get any wackier. And then by the time the whole fucking town is in the fucking bank, you're just like, how did we get to this point?
Because like, when they show up to the bank, all clad in like ski gears, like we're gonna rob the bank, and then like a little old lady's like, actually the vault's locked and my husband has the key. And it's like, well, where's your husband? He's getting lunch across the street. So they take the old lady, go across the street, find the husband, and then like, oh, well, we kind of held up this restaurant. If we leave, the people are going to call the cops on us. And what do they do? They take the whole goddamn restaurant across the street.
But you're forgetting one part about that. And it's the best shot in the whole fucking movie when they're like, you think these people aren't the first to like call the cops once we step out the door, and it's just like a fucking still shot on the entire crowd, and
looking back at the camera,
and it's a bunch of just like old like WASP white people.
Also, I'll have to watch that particular scene again, but I'm convinced that the same person was in both of them, like in the bank and the diner.
I mean, very well might could have been.
Might have been a couple, but there was this one guy, salt and pepper hair, salt and pepper beard, that I was like, you were in the bank too, bro. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise
that's
me.
just a twin.
Well, that's how they got the dog, Tripod.
Yes.
The
Twins
one
in Paradise.
the one that had the three-legged dog.
Yeah, Tripod.
Yeah, his name is Tripod.
It was
That's
some
a great
guy
name.
who was watching the filming, and the director saw the dog, like, throw it in there.
I mean, that was like a three-legged dog.
Fucking pay that dog, baby. He needs a new leg, fucko. Shit.
I love how there's a bit like after the end where there's a big shootout and they rescue everybody from the house, and the cops are like, everybody out, and they're just sort of seeing the devastation and didn't let the three-legged dog walk. So I was like, shit, did we do that?
That was a great
That
gag.
was hilarious.
That was so good.
But like, just trying to, I'm kind
Yeah, I
of.
think you're the only one who actually took notes, Pat, so.
I took some there that have exactly like 3.
Excellent.
The mother was fucking funny. She's not in the movie a lot, but she's got fucking brass, and she's funny because the whole plan to rob the bank was when John Lovitz' character kind of like stole from like one of their inmates in the prison they were in, and then once he finds out, he's like, "What the fuck?" So he and his buddy bust out, and they sort of like are trying to retrace the Three Stooges steps. And then they kidnap the mother, and she's just dogging him down the whole time. It's like she's like this old Italian lady. And she's just like meh meh meh, just like yakking in their ear, and they're just like quiet lady. And
she just starts singing at one point, and they cuts away for quite a while, and then cuts back, and it's like night, and she's still singing.
And then it just like tape her up and put her in the car trunk,
and she's still just going off, just like fuck you. I mean, except this was PG-13, so there were no fucks.
There's a lot of shits and goddams.
I love how like
a couple R bombs. Spoiler alert for that.
The like brief scene in the jail when those two guys go out, because like he just gets pissed that he found out somebody robbed the bank that he's been scoping out for a while now, and it's like, what the fuck? And it's just so over. It's just so fast. It's just like, man.
And also the wife of the bank president, you might also have recognized, her name was Angela Patton, and she was also in Groundhog Day.
Yeah,
she was the lady who ran the bed and breakfast while Phil Connors was staying.
You know, I have not seen that movie all the way through.
You need to watch it. That's my third favorite film.
It's definitely on my like to watch list.
It's a great movie.
Great movie.
Definitely with this movie, it's like it feels like it's just like a who's who of like '90s character actors.
Yeah, I don't have his name in front of me, but the priest in this movie is in the Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
There's a great bit where the priest is kind of like lying, like everyone else in town. That's sort of like, they get the Marxo brothers out of jail, and it's like after he kind of like says his lie, kind of looks up to this guy and it's like, "We'll talk later."
That was pretty funny.
So good.
And Richard Jenkins as the FBI agent was fantastic.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Really
he's great
good.
in everything.
Yes.
He's my favorite part of Step Brothers, which that movie, I don't know, that I don't like that as much as I used to.
That's unfortunate.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, I like it.
You
I
bought it
watched-
for me.
I
Oh, I
watched it
did.
the other day. I don't know. It's just, I guess it's wearing on me. There's still a lot that I love about it.
Yeah.
It's just, I can't enjoy it as much as I used to.
I haven't seen it in a while. However, I also feel like nothing has changed. But yeah, he is great in fucking everything he touches.
He's fantastic.
And I bring it up again, Boondock. He's like almost, especially like closer toward the end, like almost Willem Dafoe light in his performance as a guy, because like everything is literally in front of him, but there's nothing he can fucking do about it, and he is losing his mind over it.
Like
and it's
he
great.
knows something is clearly wrong, but like it's just enough in the favor of the three
the wise man.
Yeah.
the three wise men as they call themselves, and their once they sort of have found their redemptive story at the end, it's like literally the whole town that's in the police station is like, oh, I don't know, they were here, they were with us, they're just a good guys, we don't know nothing, and it's just like there's something happening here, but I can't prove it, so you're free to go.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like he tells me, he goes, "You guys got the chance of a lifetime here. You better take it. You better not waste it." And then as soon as Nick Cage's character goes, "We won't," he goes, "Admission of guilt. You're under arrest."
Bam, 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 bam.
That's all I needed. Bye.
And how about of course we're gonna be scattershot, like that fucking finale when the two crooks who are pissed off at the brothers have like the bank president and his family, the brothers, and like the two bumbling store clerks who are deputized to try to find them. Like the fucking FBI has fucking smoke grenades and shit. Like they blow this house apart.
Yeah.
It was great. Just
It was great.
And just the little turns of phrases that what is it? What's his name? Vic, the head, the big bad guy they piss off, who claims it, that the John Lovett's brother claimed was kind of the kick off the story. He has a lot of little funny lines. All these old Italian people are just funny as fuck. Like when he gets shot and blown out of the window by the doofus cop. And they all the FBI gang him up with guns, point some guns at me, why don't you?
that was pretty funny.
oh God, it was like when they had a change of heart. And, Bill, at least, he's ready to turn over the money, and he's trying to look for a ride back to paradise. And he walks up to the truckers, and he's like, "Hey, excuse me, you headed to paradise?" He's like, "Nope, New York City." And he goes, "God, where were you 5 hours ago?" It's like, fuck. When I wanted to keep the money and have a grand old time.
I'm still curious, though, the car that they borrowed from the guy in New York that they ended up flipping and dropping off a bridge. Presumably, at the end of the movie, it's still there with a trunk full of guns.
Yeah.
I love how they literally drove off of the road, from a bridge, and fell their car upside down, and they're just ow, that hurt, kinda. Just no broken necks.
Well, to be fair, Cage said, ow!
Yeah.
Ow!
He was really hurt. He said ow a lot.
He did say
and
ow.
a bunch.
Very exaggerated ows.
Also, Cage's car, and this is so weird because I mentioned this an episode or two ago about the shitmobile from Trailer Park Boys, but that car was legitimately the shitmobile from Trailer Park Boys.
It was pretty fucked up.
It's the most steam-driven, rusted-out hunk of junk. It's 10 different car pieces, all just shoddily welded together.
All you got to do is knock one of those doors off, and Ricky, that's his house. That's Ricky's house.
His house.
Ricky's house.
Eating ketchup chips and trying to borrow a cat because the squirrel peed in his weed plants. You don't want squirrels peeing in your weed
I'm
plants.
getting those references, but I'm sure
I know
they're
you don't.
hilarious.
It's fine. It's great.
One
I don't
day
think
I'm-
anybody here gets those
One
references.
day I'm going to start watching that show, probably.
Yeah.
It's on the list. I'll get to it. I haven't
Yeah.
even fucking watched Hawkeye yet.
I mean, same. There's only 3 episodes of that.
I did finally watch Shang-Chi, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
I fucking loved it. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I got to see Eternals.
I still need to watch that. How was Eternals?
It was aggressively mediocre.
Cool.
Like, I mean, it's like I'm excited to see where they go from here.
Had they stayed true to the comics.
But
Hey, at least it's not Inhumans, am I right?
that is very
You
true.
know what the sad thing is? If you're going for adaptations between the two of them, the Inhumans have so many better characters and so many better stories and so much more history that people give a shit about. And yet, they were just shunted off to a shitty ABC show. And the fucking Eternals get the big budget movie. And that just feels wrong to me.
It's like, you know what? We fucked up with Inhumans. No take twos around here. It's fucked up forever.
Yeah, but
I mean, did you watch that show?
I mean,
It's pretty fucked up forever.
yeah.
but the thing is, nobody watches, so they could do a take two.
Whoa,
Be
whoa,
like,
whoa! I don't know what everybody's talking about here. That being said, bringing back an old bit. Everyone watching Humans, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you watching the Inhumans
No,
right
please
now?
don't.
Watch the Inhumans. You can easily find it on Disney Plus
Don't
in the
do that.
search bar.
yeah,
do
like
that.
go check out all our other favorite Disney Plus at Marvel shows, like The Runaways and
God.
Cloak and Dagger.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, stop it.
Just all the goodness.
Next, you're going to tell people to watch the 60s Spider-Woman cartoon, which you should. It's terrible.
yes, 100%.
I didn't know they had a 60 Spider-Woman cartoon.
Even 70s.
You remember
I
when
think
we
it was
used to
70s.
tell everyone to watch Marvel shows?
Yeah, well, I mean, they were really good.
Yeah.
That was one of our early bits.
I hear Hawkeye's really good, and the rumor train is going strong for the return of Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin.
Vincent D'Onofrio is in Hawkeye?
That's the rumor.
Well, there's also the breaking news that last night from this recording that Kevin Feige said that Charlie Cox will be back as Daredevil at some point.
Right. Yep. And I'm pretty sure that some point is No Way Home, She-Hulk, Echo, and his own show.
Yeah,
In that order.
probably.
That's my guess.
But yeah, Eternals. The two problems with it. There's this one character I wish would just fucking die. They are insufferable.
Sprite?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's the same in the comics.
Oh my god. It fucking sucks.
To be fair, Sprite in the comics is also a mass murderer. Like, they went super duper evil for a long time.
Well, she's not super evil in this. Yeah, she is. Fuck her. But
She's evil than me.
but for a movie that was nearly goddamn 3 hours, I still felt it was just the Spark Notes.
Oh, that's upsetting.
It should have been a 6-episode miniseries.
They should have picked a different set of characters, I think. But, you know, I'll see it. I'll watch it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
But like the cinematography, the acting is really fucking cool. Like Camille Nanjiani, he's Camille Nanjiani.
Yeah, he's fantastic in
He's
everything.
fucking great.
Although I shed a little tear because that man took too much HGH and his head is literally a block of wood right now.
That
It
is-
is a actual cube.
I do love, like, for nothing else, I love the fact that Kit Harington's in this movie because I know Game of Thrones ended, and he's like, you know what? He's talking to his agent. I'm like, I never want to wear a dark cape or swing a magic sword ever again. I don't want to do any of that. And his agent's like, well, I got you a part of this Marvel movie. And he's like, okay, awesome. I love Marvel. And yeah, Richard Madden's in it. He recommended you. Oh, yeah, he was always a good guy. I always thought he was kind of jealous of me, but I guess I was wrong. What's the part? Well, you're playing a character named Dane Whitman. Oh, Dane Whitman. Why does that sound so familiar? What, is he a superhero? Yes, kid, he is. Who is that? Well, Kit, he's the Black Knight. He wears a dark cape and he swings a magic sword.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite thing.
I love how he goes from one franchise to another and essentially the same character.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
And people are real horny for Rob Stark in that Eternals movie, according to rumor.
Really?
Yeah.
both in and out of the movie. Angelina Jolie is surprisingly pretty good, too.
Yeah, I don't like her acting most of the time.
Like I don't either, but like it's nothing that's going to blow your mind. But I was like, oh okay, like I actually care about the character.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll watch it when it hits Disney in January 20th, I think.
Yeah, definitely wait till it comes to Disney Plus.
But Shang-Chi was fantastic.
Hell yeah, I'll definitely check that out eventually.
Yeah.
And you can watch Trapped in Paradise for free on Tubi.
Yes, on Tubi. I just bought it on Amazon.
Like a sucker.
Wait, Trapped in Paradise is on Tubi?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there was nowhere else to stream it, so I was like, I'll just buy it on Amazon.
Hey,
It's fine.
but I'd say a 4.5 star rating is definitely a buy.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I had high hopes that I was going to love it, and it was only $10. So it's $10.
Yeah, it's like not like my. Wait, what did I give? I forgot what I bumped a Willy's Wonderland up to.
$7.99, I think, wasn't it?
No. I'm talking about my rating.
Oh, your
Yeah,
rating.
Cannon went into the algorithm and like charged more for that movie.
No. Like, I found Willy's Wonderland at Replays or one of our local stores, and
Local discount refurbished games in the movie store.
yeah. But you get lucky. You can find some brand new stuff there for pretty cheap. One of which being for it was like $6.99. It was Willy's Wonderland, and you know what? I'm excited to watch that again. Just watch my score blow the roof off of Letterboxd
I'm
headquarters.
excited for everybody to watch it again too, because I want you guys to enjoy it the way I enjoyed it.
I mean, I own it now
Because
so
I
it's mine
4.5
forever.
star enjoyed that shit.
5.5 stars.
I mean, compared to what, like, oh my god, like, I mean, I like Cage movies, like jujitsu,
Oof.
like, yeah, that was rough. And like movies like I guess like Bringing Out the Dead, not necessarily a bad movie. However, I didn't really enjoy it.
That's fair. Like,
But-
that's one that's everyone, like, I get it. Like, it's a good movie, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah,
Totally
it's like Uncut Gems. I know it's a fantastic movie. Don't have any fun watching it whatsoever.
Yeah, no, I never want to watch that shit again.
It's very anxiety inducing.
It is the most anxious I've ever been watching.
You should have seen the AYCH crew watching the movie. We're all just like tucked into our own assholes. the whole
Like
time.
we saw it in the theater, and fucking Wenzel had his hood over his head and took the drawstring and went.
Oh, wow.
Like he was like he cannied it up over the course of that film.
And me and Wenzel nearly stood up at the end, just like, fuck, what?
A great bit that I thought was funny and taking it back to Trap. It's not, I guess, inherently funny. It's just funny was like with the bits we do in the show, because they steal a boat and try to escape on water. It's like, oh, they're trying to get away up a river.
A
And they
breather.
go up a river that's not frozen somehow.
But they run
But this little shallow lake is.
Yeah.
just like this fucking like knee high, ankle high like pond that this horse just gets stuck in.
Actually, that brings up a good point that I've thought about several times with my own viewing preferences, like Trapped in Paradise versus, say, something like Uncut Gems. When you're watching Trapped in Paradise, at no point do you get the sense that anything legitimate is on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to end up fine. Everything's going to be good. You're just sitting there. You're looking for a good time. Like, you're going to enjoy this movie from front to back. You're not going to worry about any of the characters. Nobody's going to fucking die. It's going to have a happy ending. And then you're going to walk away happy.
You're just there to see the chicanery and like, okay, they're gonna get out of it. It's kind of like, I'm just here for the fun.
And I love that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite type of movie. Because, like, watching, like, Uncut Gems, watching fucking Schindler's List, or anything like the stressful shit. My life is stressful enough. I don't need the help. So this was nice. This is a very pleasant movie experience. Because, like I said, I'd never seen it before tonight. So you're sitting down, like I said, from moment one, you're like, there are no stakes in this movie. None whatsoever. It's all going to be fine.
It's got that upbeat faux John Williams music.
Yeah. And, like, it's sometimes you just need that,
I guess it's a good thing they didn't go with the original ending.
What was the original ending?
Well, turns out the entire town were cannibals.
I don't think that's accurate.
I don't know.
Look, it just popped up on imb.com.
I don't think.
See, originally the script was for Cannibal Holocaust 2.
See, this reminds me of those fun bits we used to do where one of you would say something that sounded completely legitimate and you'd say it totally earnestly and try to get me to believe it, and then I'd believe you, and then you'd say that you lied to me and betrayed my trust.
Maybe.
It was a fun bit the first few months of Cage and Greatness that I did not miss.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do it more next year. We bring back everybody's favorite segment, Gaslighting Shimmy.
I don't like that. Can we not? Can we go back to shit talking Tanner or something? Like, I like that bit. That's a way more fun bit.
Okay, look, I'm going to close my eyes and point randomly, and whoever I land on, they get gaslit in 2022.
No, that's not fair. You know where we all are.
You.
Why did
Hey, look, it's the luck of the draw.
It's not the luck of the draw.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm going to put it in my tablet. Gaslight Shim
don't
War
put it
in
in the tablet.
2022.
No.
It's in the books, sir. It's in the books. I'm sorry.
God damn it! I quit. I'm
He
leaving.
slapped that so hard after he put it.
It's official.
What? Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh. Oh.
I don't like this game. This is not a fun game.
Let's see,
Unlike
Dana
next
Carvey.
week's game, the impression game we're going to be playing. That's right. Next week will be Caging Greatness Presents The Impression That I Get. That's what I've named it. Right? Right? Cannon, don't you love that?
Cannon's got a very,
I knew he would be
a very Packers look on his face.
Because Pat just sort of looked at me, and John said,
My face fucking lit up with joy, ladies
and I'm going to do
gentlemen.
my best to get us a theme song for it that's ska. I do what I can. I've been doing a lot of music lately. I'm going to do my best. No promises, but I'm trying.
And guess what? There's going to be at least one person skanking on air during the episode.
Let's just do the Jimmy Hart WCW version of the impression that I get. Just change it just a smidge enough.
Just change one chord in the progression.
Yeah. Instead of down, go down, yeah, that's all you got to do.
That's
Done.
That's not a bad idea.
I love that OSW bit where they're like, yeah, you know, DDT's theme, you know, smells like Teen Spirit. It goes, da da, and his goes, da da.
Ravens was just even flow.
Yeah. A lot of grunge
Yeah,
in
a lot of
WCW. It's like parody, not spoof parody versions of those songs.
Royalty free.
Royalty free.
It's the least you can change a song and still avoid a copyright strike.
It still
I don't know. I feel like that would still count as copyright.
it still baffles me that Jimmy Hart of all people were behind most of those.
Yeah, no, he's very musically inclined.
Especially more so, and I believe in like 96, 97 or something like that.
Yeah.
Fuck American males, American males, American males.
And then, of course, they just paid all the money for Voodoo Child for Hogan.
Oh, goddamn, that's fucking great, though. Like, I hate to fucking give Hulk Hogan a compliment, but when he fucking came out to Voodoo Child, fucking with just fucking boas, and it was great.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was, as much as he's a shithead, that character was amazing.
Yeah. It's like how much I love The Undertaker.
The character.
The character. And I'm just
Mark Calloway needs to fucking stop.
I'm just like, God damn it, Mark. What the fuck? Mark is a Mark, isn't he? Jesus
He is.
Christ.
It's like when you realize American Badass Taker was just really Taker. The entire time.
That's just him.
That was just him hanging
No
out.
kayfabe.
And of course, Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit were his theme songs. Why wouldn't they be?
Well, they only use American Badass for what, like a couple of months before they went with Rolling or some shit?
Yeah. It's terrible.
I still defend fucking ginger goth redneck Taker who rides a bike
You mean
sometimes.
Booger Red?
Booger Red.
Oh, God.
Yes, Booger
Wait.
That Jim Ross called him that. It was some sports
Big
reference.
Booger Red. When he stopped dyeing his hair black because he like has red hair.
Yeah.
And God damn it. Yeah, I liked American Badass Taker. I stand by it. I don't care.
I mean, I like the power bomb.
Oh, the last ride's a great fucking move.
Yeah.
Gives your fucking opponent a wedgie from hell, but it looks cool.
Gives him a wedgie from hell before you send him straight to it.
Just boom. Why did they never give him the spot? Like, they always did, the choke slam through the ring spot. Why didn't they ever give him a last ride through the ring spot? That would have been fucking cool.
I have to imagine it's because it probably would have been way more difficult to control where they landed properly as opposed to the choke slam.
Nah, they could have figured it out. If they could figure out where Mick Foley can land from falling off the goddamn Hell in a Cell, I'm talking about his match with Triple H, of course.
Right.
Because that spot was obviously planned.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
If they can figure that shit out, they can last ride somebody through the goddamn mat.
Maybe they just didn't trust Taker enough to land him proper.
Maybe they didn't trust people to cut holes properly.
Yeah, could be, could be.
I'm beginning to think they're all at fault here.
It's like then it's some. I love how this just went to wrestling.
Well,
Who are you people?
like we said, the movie Trapped in Paradise is great. You need to go watch it. It's a series of misadventures, and we would be doing a disservice by describing them, beat by beat, when you could just go enjoy the movie.
It's a really good movie. We've all really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It's a very enjoyable, solid Christmas film. Definitely, it like we said earlier, it starts to kind of peter out a little bit in the second half. I guess for like dramatic reasons, but like
it's where it starts to get earnest.
Ernest saves Christmas.
Ernest scared Christmas.
Ernest scared Christmas.
Ernest scared Africa when they made that movie that one time.
Yeah, the forgotten Ernest film.
I rented that from my local Blockbuster, and I got 6 minutes into it before I was like, yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah, you mean to tell me that the 90s film Ernest Goes to Africa is not a sterling, unproblematic film?
You know what? I
It's not
still
great.
say The Pest is worse.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. The Pest was worse.
And I've seen Ernest Goes to Africa. I was a kid. I don't remember dick about
I
it.
watched Ernest Rides Again in the fucking theater. The last one that he did that was theatrically released. I was in there. And I still
Front row, opening night.
I could not get through Ernest because it's Africa.
I remember.
It's bad.
I remember one thing from that movie. It's like the opening scene where you meet the waitress that he's infatuated with in this movie, and there's some dickhead in there. He goes, "Hey, I ordered over easy and runny. Take this back." Okay. And that's all I remember.
Like an inconsequential moment in the film.
Yeah, like it means nothing, but that for some reason, and of course, him going. I love Ernest though. Why did he do that?
I owned the VHS of Slam Dunk Ernest with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
How many Ernest movies were there?
God, there were so many.
Really?
Let's
I
find
feel
out.
like I've missed a
I
few.
think there were.
apparently. Good
I think
Lord.
it eventually got into the double digits, right?
I don't think it was.
They got that? No,
I
there's
don't think it
no
was that
way.
many.
Did y'all?
Anybody want to take a guess before I look it up?
I'll say 9. I'm going to go with 9. That sounds like
I
a fair assessment.
will play it safe and say 7.
Are we counting the direct-to-video ones?
All of them that Ernest does something.
Okay.
All of the Ernest.
Okay. Well, I've got the number here.
Uh-huh.
If we count his unnamed cameo role in 1985 in Dr. Otto and the Riddle of the Gloom Beam, then it's 10.
Ah.
But as far as Ernest blah blah blah, 9.
Shit.
Ernest Goes to Camp in 1987. Ernest Saves Christmas in 1988. Ernest Goes to Jail in 1990. Ernest Scared Stupid in 1991, my favorite Halloween movie. Ernest Rides Again, 1993, which is the last one that was in theaters, which I saw in theaters. Ernest Goes to School, 1994, which I did not enjoy. Slam Dunk Ernest, 1995, which I wore the fuck out on my VHS tape player. Ernest Goes to Africa, 1997. And Ernest in the Army, which I never even bothered with.
Wow, they did one after Africa?
That was 98, yeah.
When was the Beverly Hillbillies?
God,
He was Paul in that one. That was his
Yeah.
last film, if I remember correctly, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Beverly Hillbillies was 1993.
What? Oh my God, I was way
Yeah.
off. Never mind.
This was a story about a man named Joe.
He was in Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Yeah. And Roseanne.
Yeah. His last movie was the voice of Jebediah Cookie Farnsworth in Atlantis, The Lost Empire. That was a posthumous release. The last thing that he did that he was alive for was Toy Story 2 as Slinky Dog.
Yeah, he was Slinky Dog. Man, R.I.P. dog.
Apparently, he was in a movie called Daddy and Them, directed by Billy Bob Thornton,
Yeah.
2001. But I don't know how that worked out.
I bet that's a weird fucking movie.
Yeah, I remember that one. I never watched it, but I remember hearing about it. I didn't hear any good things. Like fucking Andy Griffith was in it too.
What a weird. Yeah, looking at the cast, it's got a weird.
Yeah, it's a weird cast, right?
So that's going to be one of the spots on the wheel. Just like whenever we knock new, it's going to Ernest gets a spot on the wheel.
Like Billy Bob Thornton, Laura Dern, Andy Griffith, Kelly Preston, Jamie Lee Curtis, Ben Affleck, Jim Varney,
What the fuck is this movie?
Walton Goggins.
Oh, now I have to watch it. Walton Goggins is in it.
It feels like
Singer-songwriter John Prine.
I feel like they just spun a wheel, and whoever landed on, they got in the movie.
Yeah.
Man, them motherfuckers were like,
Let's see what it lands on, just for shits and gigs.
and for shits and giggles, it lands on Walton Goggins. You're in this movie.
No, that clearly says Shimmy's Choice.
No, see,
Too bad it's not a sanctioned spin, though.
I know. It's not a thing.
Because it's going to land on Jonathan when we spin it again.
I will say,
Jonathan weighted that wheel.
If next time it spins, it lands on me.
No, it's
I will,
yours.
No, I'm going to
Nope.
give it to someone else.
No, it's yours. It has to be yours. It's always yours. It has to be.
Yeah, see,
Nope, that's how the rules work, Jonathan.
No, I can veto it.
No, wait. Look, it's very much at what the thing says. It's John's choice.
Or are you going to say what I'm thinking?
What?
What if you pick, if it lands on yours, you pick a spot on the wheel?
It's John's choice. You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so I'm going to give it away.
it's John's choice.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it doesn't matter right now. We're not spinning anyway.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not saying. Not sanctioned.
And, you know, we're here at the hour mark.
How much of this episode is actually about the movie?
It was
A lot.
about 35 minutes, actually.
Yeah, like we were talking pretty consistently about
Yeah,
it.
like we're probably about half.
I don't know.
50,
Abaddon, you got a
50%.
fucking pen? You've been taking notes?
Abaddon? Oh, see, well, her mouth is full of blood.
She
so.
says we did enough.
Yeah, I'd
about
say
the movie.
we're like it was about 50% of the show was about the movie, which honestly, a movie like this is impressive. Because again, like as we said, we could tell you beat by beat the story bits and the jokes and whatnot, but that would just cheapen the movie. I think for Christmas, everyone who's listening should go watch Trapped in Paradise. It's free on Tubi. You can rent it on Amazon for $3.99 or buy it for $9.99, like I did.
Or it could be like the fellas in the movie, steal it and then be like have the cockles of your heart warmed by the sincerity and earnestness of a small town in America, and then you just give it right back.
That is also an option. Yes.
The choice is yours.
Yeah.
But you know what the right choice is.
Right. So I want to say thanks to everyone who's still listening to this. Go watch Trapped in Paradise and probably Hawkeye. I'm sure it's really good. Next week.
Maybe wait on Eternals, kind of suss it out for
Yeah,
yourself.
like I would
Yeah.
just wait on Eternals. That's what I'm doing. It's fine. I had someone come in the shop probably about 3 weeks ago. I was like, hey, if I wanted to, like, where would a good place to start if I wanted to learn about the Eternals be? And I had to look at them like the movie. And they're like, what? Yeah, the movie. Just watch the movie. Because, like, there's nothing that they've re-released as far as the books go. Not many of them were very good. And the last time we saw the Eternals before the most recent reboot was in an issue of Avengers where they're all fucking dead. But they keep, like, being resurrected. That's their gimmick. Hence, Eternal. So anyway, wait for Eternals. Watch Hawkeye. Definitely watch Trapped in Paradise. Next week, we'll join you again for, like we said, the Caging Greatness Uncaged special, The Impression That I Get.
Yes, and that's when the wheel spin will be sanctioned.
Yes, in fact, we'll be spinning it quite a bit every turn.
But then there'll be official spin for what we'll do for the next Uncaged.
Yes.
Correct, yes. Which we should probably do before. We might ought to do that now because I'm going to have to erase all that
We're going
shit.
to take a picture of the wheel.
I mean, we might as well just spin it now. So yeah, we'll go ahead and spin it now.
Okay, well, now it's the sanctioned spin.
This is the second spin.
Well, let's do our plugs and save the spin for the very end.
Okay.
Okay. So, John, where can the people find you other than your house?
They can find me on Twitter where I'm slicing their fucking cockles with a long and shiny blade. At JONIIBOI24 and John Unson 12 on Letterboxd.
Nice Tenacious D reference. Pat.
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you for listening. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John Lost His Name. Do me a favor, go check out AYCH. On Monday, we release episode 241 where the core four lads, Pat, John, Colton, Wenzel, reunited, and we just have a shit show where we just talk a bunch of wacky bullshit. I would say the first 11 minutes and 45 seconds are pretty unhinged because we haven't been in the same room together for a while. So, yeah, just know that going it's pretty wacky, but we talk a lot about silly stuff, our Spotify Wrapped, and a whole lot of Transformers. So that's something you can look forward to on AYCH.
Fun stuff. Canon.
And I have been That Cannon Guy. You can find me at That Cannon Guy on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd.
All right. And I'm, of course, Captain Chimmy. You can find me Captain Chimmy's Kind of Art, Captain Chimmy's Almost Music, the comic strip where I sell comics and I buy comics, all that jazz. You know where to find me. It's fine. So let's spin the wheel and find out what the first Uncaged of 2022 is going to be. Oh, I'm all a titter. Son of a...
No fucking way! No fucking way! We should have been filming
dirty cheater. You've
no
weighted
shit.
that wheel.
No shit. The wheel landed on John's choice.
All right. You know what? No. Pat, you spin it this time.
Yes.
Oh, it.
Hold on the base.
Fucking hell.
Oh my God! Thunder
That's
rolls. It's gonna land on Jonathan again.
If it does, we're done. We're starting over fresh.
Oh my God! Please land on John again, just for the bit. Just for the bit.
Oh, Cannon's choice.
I don't know what to say now. This feels wrong. I don't like it.
Spin it again?
No. I mean, no. Yeah, sure. I can find us something to do for the first one in 2022.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. We don't even
I
have the
can't
schedule.
believe it landed on it.
That's good
so
fucking
mad.
shit. No, but it is. How many times has people gotten their choice on the show?
This is my first time.
Yeah. Did I get one?
I think,
Was that the Van Damme special?
or
No,
that was your
actually a thing.
birthday.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
I think it's been Jonathan every time.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
On the wheel spins, that is.
Yeah, on the wheels. Yeah,
'Cause this is you got yours what twice?
Yeah.
well, technically 3. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
John
Yeah.
waited that
because
wheel.
because Hot Rod, right, was the first one.
The Hot Rod was their birthday.
Birthday. So that bullshit was the other one. What was the first one?
Wait.
Because there was Holy Mountain.
Holy Mountain was your choice.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, because
So-
it landed on the wheel.
So it's just once then.
It wasn't.
You know what? We have to go back to the
We might
archives.
have,
and find out.
I might be confusing your birthday episode with that. Then.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah, I think it was because they were like close together.
Yeah, they
it
were
felt like
back,
I
like-
kept spinning.
felt like back to back.
Well, never mind. It's yours again. Let's go. No.
Or we could spin it a third time and see what happens since everybody's arguing.
Nah.
Or you want to be froggy and spin it for the second Uncaged in 2022.
Oh God! They unilaterally made a decision. If it lands on your
If
choice,
Johnson
you
went
get
into business
fired.
for themselves.
There's like no point of this
No.
wheel anymore.
Oh, it's mine.
Pat's choice.
Pat's choice.
Okay, so everybody's getting a choice. I get it. Whatever. Fine. Fuck you guys.
Okay. Third Uncaged in 2022, people.
If this lands on mine, then that wheel's haunted and we need to burn it.
I have a Don play and put a curse on it.
It's not gonna do this, Pat.
Oh, you're a cheater.
Okay, that doesn't count.
Okay.
Wait.
All right.
All right, so the next one after the impression game will be Cannon's choice.
And then after that will be me.
And if Cannon's choice is picking something else, then that's fine. It's Cannon's choice. He all the power. Like He-Man,
He's got the whole
who
world
we
in his hand.
discussed on our Dolph Lundgren retrospective, if you want to go back and listen to those.
Only without the terrible page boy haircut.
Right. All right, I think that's enough tomfoolery and chicanery for tonight. Don't rob banks, watch Trapped in Paradise, and we will see you all next week for the impression game. It should be a good time. Very excited.
Well, good night, everybody.
What's going
Good night.
on?
Yeah.
How absurd.
Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?